Hey everybody, welcome back. This is Second Run Gaming. I'm Austin. We are here with Massive Chalice right in the middle of, honestly, a mission that was going pretty swimmingly up until our wonderful alchemist Jurs was a total dipshit and killed Lavix, one of our favorite little Vanguard boom strikers. So I'm gonna put him out kind of in harm's way, just in repentance for what he has done. I'm pretty sad. We were doing great, and I just got a little bit too comfortable. But it does happen. Again, this is why we're learning alchemists are my least favorite for a reason, and it's just because if they fuck up on their things, they can cause a shit ton of damage, and it's really, really, really irritating. Okay, I'm gonna see. I want to know if Brandon can just take this Wrinkler out, because if he can, oh god, no, he definitely cannot. Okay, well, it's gonna have to be a team effort then. I've only got a 64% chance shot, which I really don't like on the Wrinkler here. 100% chance for explosive, but that's gonna hurt my alchemist. And I can't really charge him without moving first. I can at least move here and decide from there if I want to hit him like normal, 64, or if I want to I can't even charge him from there. So I've shoehorned myself into having to hit him. Thank God. Okay, Brandon, it's all on you, please, and thank you. Jesus Christ. I love you, bud. Well, anyway, this is Massive Chalice. I had a dream that it would end this way. 4 Wrinklers. That's a shit ton. This game never ceases to amaze the amount of enemies it's going to throw at you at any given moment. Brandon made it right up to the very end.
Tension does build up, doesn't it?
God, that was rough. That was going great. Too great. It was honestly going too good. I was feeling real well. I literally just last episode was talking about how we've been through, this would have been the 3rd mission in a row where we hadn't lost anybody in combat, which is, when you take into account that we usually have a battle once every decade, that's 30 years of no death in a 300-year-long game, which is straight up, what is that? Yeah, that's 10% of the game that we didn't lose anybody. You do that a couple times, that really adds up. And in a game like this, like I said, where units live and die so quickly, usually you're losing, I find, a person a mission. And so I'm proud of us still that we got through 2 missions without losing anybody. And honestly, for the people to lose in this mission, I really wanted to keep Chrissy, since she's level 3, she's only 16, and she's alive. And then Jurs, since we're trying to get our boom strikers kind of labeled in. I'm pissed at him, so I don't want to talk about him too much since he killed Lavix. But Lavix was the older of the 2 Raidens. He already took the Wrinkler blow. So now we have a Raiden to focus on, to hopefully reach that level where he gets a relic. Speaking of which, Brandon died, and if you see here that little marker with the red around it, that means that he did leave a relic behind, and that's something that we can pass on to Chrissy. Brandon didn't have a lot left, so I mean, I guess the only regret is the fact that he had to die in combat and that he took a lot of experience with him because we were trying to get him to level 6 just to make sure. But thankfully he has a relic anyway, which I think we will get to learn about. But either way, Brandon, you did amazing. Especially with your decreased sight range. I didn't even realize he has terrible traits, honestly. So I'm impressed with how well he did. He's still got 2 siblings out there. I don't think they're ever going to see combat, but he made it he had a long and good life. So we've got Leaf here. He's got Fury, which is increased damage for a few turns after each hit is received, which is pretty nice. We can also give him an extra item slot, and since we have the Vitala Band, I want to start using that, so we're going to give Leaf that item slot. And then Jurs. Fuck Jurs. We made it through 3 out of 5, still over half, but literally those last 2 enemies, really just that last Wrinkler, was responsible for both of the deaths in a way, since I panicked and threw that alchemist vial.
A hero's death isn't something to be happy about, but this is good news.
Heroes that are particularly skilled at the time of their passing will have relics to their name that can be passed on to another for life.
But only to heroes of the same house.
These sacred heirlooms are powerful monuments to their bloodlines, and will only grow in strength as they are passed down the line.
So yeah, we have some condolences to read. Brandon Liu has died heroically in battle at the age of 66. Solid moves. I mean, he did die in battle, he was elderly, but however, his legend is going to live on in the bloodline relics baptized in our champion's acts of heroism. The royal court is prepared to execute the will of our fallen hero. So we get a relic. Let's see what it is. Truth. Nice name. Makes me sad. Brandon the Wanderer is no longer, but he will live on in the crossbow known as Truth. So its base damage is already better than your base crossbow damage, and it has a crit chance too, which is really nice. But the best thing about relics is you can see it's level 1 right now, and it needs 800 experience to move up. So when you get experience for kills as a unit, that goes towards your unit level. But if you have a relic equipped at the same time, that relic also gains that experience. So that's the way to basically level up a weapon as the game progresses, making it stronger. They're super important. They're really everything. And I do believe that if you die in battle with a relic on you, you might lose it. I forget about that part at least. Either way though, Chrissy's getting it 100%. And hopefully she can hang on to it for a good 50 years. If she can, she's going to give it a shit ton of experience. So it's going to Chrissy. And she's already level 3. I mean, Brandon only made it to level 5. Chrissy's going to eclipse her, which is good. Because it means that we can have another legend basically kind of move forward. So yeah, we lost Lavix and we lost Brandon. Lavix did not make it far enough to have a relic, so I think level 4 is probably the cutoff, maybe level 5. So hopefully Leaf can get there. But we did prevail. Also, a baby boy was born. Good old David. Let's keep going. We're almost done with our Caberjack armor, which will help people like Lavix not get killed in the future. Awesome, so our Caberjack armor is finished. We will never have to clean it again. And we can pick something new. I'm still soft on a keep. I don't feel like we need one yet. Probably soon. We've only got 3 years now on the Alchemist armor. That's how it really wants you to kind of do them all. Wonder Pants. I just want to read this. Undergarments are the last line of defense against the elements. Through experimenting with chemical combinations and close contact fibers, we believe we can come up with a protection against the Wrinkler's aging effects and the Lapse's memory loss effects. So even though this is a stupid fucking name and it's literally like a chastity belt kind of in a way, it keeps you from being able to lose experience from Lapses and gain age from Wrinklers, which is fucking amazing. One of my favorite things about Massive Chalice as well, though, is that a lot of research things, as you can see, are locked by kind of markers where we have to take down 12 Wrinklers to even have the ability to research this thing in the first place. That last battle, we took out 4, which is intense. We've also got an experience scarf that we're halfway there on, which is lapses often leave behind a trail of memory fibers. If these strands were woven into a scarf, our heroes could gain experience at an increased rate. So even though we've had to deal with lapses, once we get to a point where we've killed a lot of them, it's like the game kind of rewards you for getting through it with stuff. And then we've also got Age and Rage available sooner than the Wonder Pants. So when Wrinklers age a hero, one of the things they stimulate is muscle size. With enough research, we could create a draught that would grant immense strength for a brief time, but at the cost of growing several years older. I don't ever want to fucking do that. At all. So we're not going to ever research that, ever. That's case closed. So before we choose a research, I'm just going to look at our list of heroes just to see where we're at. And I'm going to do it by age. So we've got the heroes that we researched a long time ago. These two don't have a class listed to them. They're kind of just wandering. And then we've got Leaf and Raiden. Never mind. I'm going to do it by house name. It's probably the best way. So we've got Su Xingfu, who's probably not going to fight, might become a member of the Sage Rights Guild maybe. Then we've got a bunch of Lius. We've got Paul, Christoren, Edorin, Krixara, Nath, Rajas, and Chrissy. I think that's what, 7? Yeah, that's 7 Lius. That's a great amount. You've got Gabriel, Lynn, Jurs, Madeline, Adelopus, Kira, Momo, which is again another 7. I'm just gonna level Momo up real quick. Then we've got Zarvin, who's probably also in running for maybe a Sage Rights Guild position. And then for the Raiden family, we've got Leaf, Jackie, Lauren, Stephanie, and Christian. So only 5 there. But quick math, 7 plus 7 is 14 plus 5, 19. So we've got like 21 people. That's a really solid amount. I don't think we need to search for heroes yet. But the one thing that I guess gives me pause a little bit is our regents are definitely moving into old age. I don't think they're going to pass away quite yet, except for maybe Reed. But after our next research project, we're probably going to want new heroes just so we can have some people to partner up with our regents. Same deal, our standard is relatively old, our Sage Rights are relatively old, so we're just going to want that. Also, at any point, we can look at our deceased people. I usually like to sort that by experience to see who really made it the farthest. So right now, Brandon the Wanderer is our only unit that got far enough to have a nickname. He became level 5. And then everybody else that's passed away is here. So like you can look back at like the Landia and the Heartmandering lines that didn't come to fruition. Our Sage Rights are in here. Killingrad, love them. It's nice to take a trip down memory lane every once in a while, but so far it's like you rack up a decent amount of deaths, just like I said, by the nature of the game itself. So I mean, at this point, I feel like it's dumb not to research the Alchemist armor since it's so quick, and we do have an Alchemist in our party, so we might as well make sure that they're safe. But after this, I do want to look at the weapons as well so that they're stronger. Okay, so Timothy of the Sage Rights Guild has died. That means our Sage Rights Guild, again, it's just crazy how fast the game goes, because we appointed people that were intentionally younger, and Saltus, who was, I think, 20-something when we appointed him, is already in his 50s. So as intuition, there's no way I'm getting rid of Leaf. We could probably stand to lose a member of the Liu family, but there's nothing. We're not doing anything with Su Xing. Zarvin unfortunately just has no intuition, so he's useless. But Su Xing for sure can be a member of the Sage Rights Guild. And I just want to look at Paul and Christoren and Jackie, I guess, since they're all in their 30s. They're probably not going to fight, but I want to see what their abilities are. So he's quick, alert, and Avenger. I like his abilities. I don't want to put him into the Sage Rights Guild. Same thing with Christoren, honestly. They seem good. Gabriel, though, he's sickly, which I don't love. He's bountiful, but he is almost 40. He's a Marquand. And Lynn, nervous, slow learner. I really dislike that. I'm going to throw Lynn into the Sage Rights Guild just so that we have somebody else, again, who's a little bit younger that is in there to help us. She's going to reduce the current research time by 40 days, which is a good amount. So she'll be our final member of the Sage Rights Guild as well. And then we still have someone in the Crucible, right? Yeah, he's 50. Cool.
You can't make this stuff up.
So Zarvin, our man with no intuition, is in a dilemma. The Balloon Man. An old man with steady eyes stands before you. I have been beyond the corruption, he asserts. I built a hot air balloon for this purpose, and I have seen what can't be seen, but nobody will trust my word. I asked to take your hero, Zarvin Montagnus, On a new expedition to prove that insanity lies not within me, but out there in the expanse. I guarantee you the most illuminating experience. So, we got a couple options here. We can let Zarvin go. We need to know what's out there. We can threaten the old man with jail time unless he tells you what he saw, or we can just turn the old man down. We cannot spare any more bodies. Well, lucky for him, Zarvin's never going to fight in his life. He's 50. He has no intuition, and I really have no use for him. So, he's actually the perfect person to go on to an expedition like this, and I am happy to let him do it. Okay, so Zarvin Mortag, maybe that's how you say it, jumps into the giant balloon contraption with the old man, who whoops and promises that this will be like nothing the hero's ever seen before. He's going to be gone for 10 years. When he comes back, he'll be 61, but hopefully he'll have some good information for us. All right, moving on. Or not. So, our research is complete. Tell your alchemists to break out their best flasks because the refined armor is finally ready. Get to choose a new research. So like I said before, I want to look at the heroes just because it's been a couple years. Everybody's still rocking it, but everybody's basically above 50. Reed is almost 70. I want to look at the Marquard line just to see. I think we have a good amount. 39, 32, 28, 26. We've still got a bunch of people. So I'm not... But again, we don't have anybody to marry them to. So I do think now is probably the time. It's going to take an insane amount to do the advanced armor. Weapons are probably our next bet. We did get dodging stockings as an available one. So cozy, breathable socks seem to have a noticeable effect on the wearer's senses. So we believe we could research this further and produce some of our heroes to increase evasion. Pretty nice. I think getting new heroes just so we can have people that we marry off instead of taking both a regent from one house and then a partner from another house, that really kind of can fuck up your plans if you don't have too many people in a house. Because it's like we only have 5 people in our alchemist house. Or I'm not in our caberjack house. So if we take too many from there, like we really dwindled that line. So hopefully we don't lose any regents in 4 years, because I'd really like to not have to delve into our preordained keeps for partners for regents. We're coming up on year 75 almost, so we're getting close to year 100. That's a full third through the game. Alright, research complete. Small group of Chalice attuned citizens have been found and added to our heroic roster. Let's see who we have. Please be young people. Awesome, so we have Luciola Netherspindle, Tancred Marshall, Robin Walters, Ren Fiora, Dracon Osfelman, and that's it. We'll look at them now just to get some info. So Luciola is brainy and puny, so weak but smart. They're a flincher, optimistic, and stalwart. They're okay. They could be better. I could see them being a partner potentially. I like their flag, but they're an alchemist, so they're out of the running for a new keep. The other reason I wanted to maybe look at new heroes is we might want to do a new keep soon. We've got Tancred Marshall, also an alchemist, quick study, and a lone wolf. Robin Walters, a caberjack. He's dim-witted, strong-willed, bountiful. So potentially a decent partner, but has not the best traits outside of that. We got Ren Fiora, Hawkeye, brainy, and nimble. Amazing. Amazing traits. I like Ren a lot. Okay, still an alchemist though. The only non-alchemist we got from this batch is Robin, which is really frustrating. I really want to have a keep with more hunters. So maybe a keep is not in our future quite yet. And the last person we have is Dracon. Low fertility. Not great. He's okay. And then we do have some new people that just got raised in. So we have Jason, Rusty, and Pepita, and Meek. But yeah, you can see on here like the amount of siblings that we have just in this line is so many. Like they really have had a bunch of kids. It's like fucking 11 kids. And for the Raiden family, it's definitely much lighter. There's only 4. But that's because we have a new... No, yeah, these guys have been around. So yeah, these guys are moving at a lighter pace for sure. So we gotta pick our research. I mean, I want to build a keep, but we have to have somebody to put in it pretty quickly. We can put more Leos in it and then just really bolster up the Leo line. That's honestly maybe not a bad idea. How many Leos do we have? A bunch. But I rely on hunters, so I really want to have hunters around. I'm definitely not doing the armor. It takes 13 years to build a keep. It also takes 13 years to do advanced training. I kind of have a mind to do all of our training and then work towards a keep. I think that's probably going to be what I feel best about, because we're going to start running into some harsher enemies pretty soon here. So we're going to start with the crossbow training just because, like I said, I rely on hunters. It's going to take a long ass time. But then it should only take half that amount of time for the caberjacks, and then half that amount of time for the alchemists. And then from there, in about, I guess, say 30 years or so, so at just about year 100, we can look into building another keep. Okay. Word from the Void. A dart falcon arrives with a few short messages from Zarvin Mortagnus. The old man died. I don't know how to get home, but we'll try. Light a candle for me or something, please. Jesus. So Zarvin was supposed to be gone for 10 years. It's been a couple years since that happened, but now he's lost, and it could be any amount of time. Mind you, if we go back into our capital and look at, I think it was the Raiden line in our deceased section. Yeah, Katrin. Was it Katrin? Let me see. I want to look at their details. It was Evie. So yeah, Evie, we just don't know what happened. She just went missing. She's not in our, basically, like our deceased line, because we don't know. She's still gone. So it's possible that can happen to Zarvin. Hopefully he finds his way back, though. Saltus has died. He did not live very long. So we've got Lin at 44 and Shu Xing at 56. I mean, let's see if we can throw someone else in here. I'm bummed that Leaf is reaching that old age, but since he's level 4, I want him to stay in his party line just to see if we can get a relic out of him. I don't really want to add anybody if I don't need to the Sage Rights Guild right now. Luciola, though, I don't think I'm ever really going to use them, and I don't love most of their stuff. They have decent intelligence, so we're going to just throw Luciola into the Sage Rights Guild, just to, again, bolster up our research, since they're not probably going to be a partner for any of our people.
Nothing clears the head like a good battle.
All right.
In some cases, correct?
Look at you, making jokes.
Okay, well this is a little tough, because I would like a level 4 hunter. Level 4 is great. That's a super good thing. But this territory doesn't have any cadence on it, whereas this territory, which has a keep on it too, has the cadence. And the thing that I always worry about is, like, our Sage Rights Guild has a little bit of cadence corruption. Our Crucible has a little bit of cadence corruption, and this territory has a little bit of cadence corruption. So at some point, attacks are going to start happening where, like, it's really going to drum up. If we have a territory that has 2 corruption out of 3, we really want to wait as long as possible for that to happen. So I think we kind of need to go here. Plus, that reduction in research time on 11 years is going to be really nice. It's got ruptures, lapses, and wrinklers, which I'm not stoked about, but we'll try and get through it if we can. So yeah, our Vanguard looks a little different. Chrissy is no longer 16, she's now 27, but she's chilling with the relic too. Leaf is 51, and Jers is 38, so they're all a little bit more mature than they were last time around. We've got an alchemist, so I'm happy with just one. I want to add another member of the Liu line. Chrissy's pretty young, but we still want to have someone else there. And ideally someone who can take over for Chrissy, so someone younger. So Hawkeye, but he's bountiful, and he's a reveler. So I'd rather not use Rusty if I don't have to. He is the youngest one out of all of them, though. Kristarin is also bountiful. Edarin is Hawkeye and brainy. Raj is brainy. Krixara, bountiful. Nath, impressionable. I think they all kind of have some tough stuff. A lot of them are bountiful. I think we're going to throw Rusty in here just because he is the most likely to take over for Chrissy at this point age-wise. And then we're going to also do the exact same thing for the Raiden line, where, especially since he's 50, we're going to want someone who's not fucking 50. Ideally, I could do that for the Alchemist, but like I said, I really don't want to rock with 2 Alchemists ever, so it's just not something that I think is a smart move. So I'm looking primarily at Charlotte and Jason and Pepita. So Pepita, bountiful, I'd rather have her than as a regent. Jason's strong-willed and hardy, which is nice. He's slow, but that's not a huge issue. Though again, I don't want a lot of revelers in my vanguard. Okay, Charlotte's not smart, but as long as she's not a Sage Ray, that's not an issue. She's fast, and since Caperjacks do tend to stand out in front, that's good. And her being pessimistic, again, I think is kind of a strength. So she's definitely, I think, the most poised to take over. Okay. So we've got our new Vanguard. We've added Rusty and Charlotte, both teenagers, so they're perfectly poised to take over the mantle from Leaf and Christy. Since for Leaf, at least, this is possible it will be his last run, especially with Wrinklers out there. Hopefully Chrissy can rock through at least 1 or 2 more missions and level up that relic. Let's get into it.
Good luck.
Break a leg.
Oh,
Or
thanks.
11.
Oh, great. Is that a Wrinkler just right there? I think it was. I'm gonna move Jurors up here actually, just to see if we can see a Wrinkler. I don't think we can even move up there, so that's good at least, that we're kind of stuck back here. So if there is a Wrinkler, it's not gonna be immediately on us. I'm gonna try and see if Chrissy can't just take this guy out really quickly. Okay, cool. Wonderful. Now that we have two of our guys posted up, I'm just gonna commit and stay here, I think, for right now. Rupture's down to 4, which is pretty good. We can at least have Leaf move a little bit forward. I don't want Jurs to use his free throw yet, just because I don't know where that lapse is, and I think that's more important. And Charlotte can stay here too. We'll just have Leaf slightly out front. Hopefully the Wrinkler's not aware of us quite yet, or close enough to do anything. Yeah, he's right there. Okay, perfect. Now we can kind of see just through Fog of War, even if he's not in our line of sight. Okay, no, he's directly in our line of sight. Fuck yeah, that's great. So I'm going to try and have Chrissy go last, just so that, like I said, same deal with how we worked with Brandon. We can get Chrissy the most experience. We're going to throw this as a free throw. That does a wonderful amount of damage.
I get way too excited about this.
We'll see if our other throw is too powerful. Nope, perfect. Let's just get him way down there. Great. I don't want to fuck with Wrinklers. And then get Chrissy to just hopefully take him out. Great. Get 200 experience, work on building that up. Okay, we're gonna stealth move Rusty, since I just don't know exactly what's up here. We can't see the rupture yet. And we're gonna keep him just stealth right there. I don't want to rush us out too much, because even in stealth, if you go too far, it can still totally backfire, and then you can get found, and then it's the same issue, and you'll just get revealed. Yeah, the rupture is just definitely behind there, so I guess we'll have Rusty kind of wander out, see what can be spotted. Weirdly enough, just this guy back here, and I can't even shoot him, which is kind of frustrating, because I know for a fact that the other rupture's there. I guess I'll have Rusty stealth again, and I'll have Chrissy stealth too, and I'll have her come up here so that she can start working on getting that extra experience. Jur's back here. I know that there's a rupture over there, and I know that he knows we're around. I'm gonna have Leaf kind of maybe pull him away from the action, and have Charlotte maybe, just in case the rupture rocks. I don't want him to hit everybody at the same time. Okay, cool. Well, it seems like these guys are playing coy. We're going to work through them, but this is honestly kind of a decent stopping spot for the episode. So we're going to end it here, pick it up where we left off, hopefully get through this mission next time, and keep fingers crossed everyone alive. Anyway, thanks for watching, and see you next time.